guys will know the multi-year drama involving the Parental Bill of Rights. So, of course, there was an initiative that a ton of people signed saying we deserve to know what's happening with our kids at school. It went to the legislature passed it, and then what did they do? They came back the very next year and they gutted it, because they always intended to gut it. This was their strategy all along. Well, now a group of parents and even school board members are suing over it. This segment is brought to you in partnership with our friends at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org. All right, so again, we'll just go through a little bit of the background for people who are maybe new to the show or not familiar. So Let's Go Washington ran a slew of initiatives in 2024, and they were initiatives to the legislature, which basically meant that if you collect enough signatures, which they all did, the legislature had an opportunity to adopt the initiatives or do nothing and send it to voters. For a few of them that they knew voters would pass, they didn't want to give voters the opportunity, so they decided to sign them into law. One of them was Initiative 2081, which created a parental bill of rights, and it was super common sense. It was like, hey, you can't keep secrets from parents involving their kids at school. You know, my kid can't go to school and you call them Tommy and their name is really Tammy and they're a boy at school and a girl at home. You can't do that. That's just weird. Like, stop keeping secrets from parents. Parents deserve to know what's happening with their kids at school. There's a reason why Initiative 2081 had overwhelming support right, left, and center. So Democrats were strategic. They didn't want this because they want to be able to push their ideology on kids at school. And they're controlled by the Washington Education Association, the teachers union. But they knew, hey, if this goes to the ballot, voters are probably going to pass it because parents want rights. It's a popular thing, you know, that parents want control over what's happening with their kids. So they decided they were going to be strategic and they were going to pass it into law, and then they were going to come back the next year and gut it. So this year, was it this year? Yeah, 2025. They passed House Bill 1296, which amended the Parental Bill of Rights. And they made it seem like, oh, it's no big deal, you know, we're just going to make some tweaks here. No, they gutted it. They went back, they undid what everyone who's the hundreds of thousands of people who signed the initiative wanted to do. And they painted it as a bigotry issue. Like, oh, that initiative was all about, you know, hurting trans kids and putting trans kids in danger, as if parents inherently pose a risk to their children if their child is confused about their gender or whatever it is. Here is a clip of Governor Bob Ferguson and Representative Monica Stonier, a Democrat from Vancouver, who was a prime sponsor of HB 1296. I think this is from the day it was signed into law, right?
House Bill 1296 protects the safety and privacy of Washington's K-12 students. To support this goal, it includes a statement of student rights and clarifies parent and guardian notifications under existing law, including restrictions related to health care and counseling information. It also adds ethnicity, homelessness, immigration or citizenship status, and neurodivergence as protected classes under public school non-discrimination provisions in state law, and clarifies protections for sexual orientation, gender expression, and gender identity.
The young people in our schools deserve a place where they can be seen and acknowledged in their full selves and experience a full curriculum, one that is diverse, that reflects the true history and the experiences of people who live in this state. And to be able to experience a school system without discrimination is top-notch priority.
Just insane. I mean, literally standing there saying that we can't have a school system without discrimination if we let parents be involved. Isn't that just crazy? All trans kids will be harm themselves and just their lives will be ruined if parents are involved. No, we're going to parent your kids. We know what's best for your children. So that happened, you know, and now there's another initiative, of course, from Let's Go Washington that's just trying to redo it. Hey, let's try this Parental Bill of Rights thing again. But in the meantime, news just came out that the Citizen Action Defense Fund, which has represented us, of course, in a public records lawsuit before, is filing suit on behalf of parents and even a couple school board members against the state of Washington, the Washington State Legislature, Governor Bob Ferguson, the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, and OSPI Superintendent Chris Reichdahl himself. Gotta love this. So this from the Citizen Action Defense Fund. A group of Washington parents, school board members, and educators have filed a lawsuit in Thurston County Superior Court alleging that House Bill 1296 is unconstitutional and unlawfully strips parents of their right to know and make decisions about their children's education and welfare. The law forces teachers and staff to withhold information from parents about their own children's safety and well-being. So the complaint argues a couple things about House Bill 1296, which upended the Parental Bill of Rights. They say it violates parents' fundamental rights, the right to direct the upbringing and education of their children. They say that right is recognized under both the Washington State Constitution and the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. They say it violates religious freedom and free exercise rights protected by the First Amendment because parents are being forced to accept school policies that conflict with their moral or faith-based beliefs. Say it violates the single subject rule, which is a rule under Article 2, Section 19 of the state constitution. It requires every bill cover only one subject, clearly expressed in its title. You heard Bob Ferguson describing the bill. They say, no, look at just what Bob said. Does too many things. Can't do it. And then they say it violates federal law that allows parents to access education records. So first of all, this is great. And I love that there are some, so for instance, there's a Kennewick School Board member who's a father of 3 on this. The plaintiffs also include parents with students in the Olympia and Tumwater school districts, which we know Olympia and Tumwater are some of the most egregious districts when it comes to hiding things from parents and pushing a radical ideology on kids. I would say more so Olympia, but we've definitely talked about some stuff in the Tumwater school district. But one of the other genius things about this is now we're going at it twofold. So there's another initiative right now. Go to letsgowa.com if you want to get that initiative sent to you, find a way to sign it. There's an initiative happening right now that would once again send this issue back to the legislature, and they're going to get enough signatures. So we know that's going to happen. No doubt in my mind. So that initiative is going to go back to the legislature. We'll give them another crack at doing the right thing. And then if they don't do the right thing at the same time, we've got this lawsuit. And I think that the Citizen Action Defense Fund makes some very good points. They've got great plaintiffs who are parents who have a stake in this. One of them's a school board member, and they're going to sue over the reversal of the last initiative. So hopefully, double dipping now, hopefully one of these or both of these can be successful. We can get back to sanity, and we can realize that parents aren't the enemy, and the government doesn't parent our kids. We do. I say that in a general sense because I don't have any children, but you parent your kids. I want you to be able to parent your kids. So we will, of course, be following this, and we'll have to see if Jackson Maynard with the Citizen Action Defense Fund wants to maybe come on maybe next week or something. I know we've got a lot going on this week, but we'd love to hear from them about the case or maybe some of the plaintiffs in this. So that segment is brought to you in partnership with our friends at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org. Make sure you sign up for their newsletter to be alerted to opportunities to do just that.